Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now welcome back to part 2 of this little two-part series on how to make a little fairy house with the fairy paste, the little clay paste that we had. Now you're going to need a coffee jar or any kind of jar, any tub or whatever you want to put your little fairy house in. This is just showing you roughly what you can do with some of the junk that you might have around your house. Now I've got my coffee jar, I've got some tin foil, I've got some pieces of card cut. Now it doesn't matter what size these are, so don't worry about exact sizes. I've just got some junk stuff here. I've got my hot glue gun turned on. Now you can tape some of this stuff to your bottles, your jars or whatever you're using. You can tape it. I'm using the hot glue gun because it's quicker. I've got a couple of little spreader things here just to poke it around a little bit and score it. Now what I'm going to show you is, this is some of the paste that I've done already on a little cardboard tube. This is a little toilet tissue tube. Now you can hear that. That is dry really hard and it's as light as a feather. I made the clay paste with toilet tissue. It keeps it really light. Now what I did find though was, I've put this straight onto the cardboard and it's stuck really well. As you can see, that's stuck. I'm not even going to pull it because it's just going to tear it all. It's stuck really hard to that. Now we use tin foil because it's really light. You want to keep your model as light as possible. And of course I've got my bag of my clay paste. It's still very soft. Now what I'm going to tell you is, I made this 4 days ago. The day I made the paste and I posted it on my YouTube channel, this is how long I've had that. I've had this now for, this is its 4th day in that bag and it's still, as you can see, very soft. So I'm going to put that to the side because we don't need that just now. Hot glue gun on. The first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to set those off to the side. Get yourself a nice big piece of kitchen roll. Now buy the really cheap foil. Buy the stuff that's really cheap. Now we're going to crush that and I'm going to set my bottle on it. I'll crush in the sides. This will get covered in the paste, so don't worry about that. That can become rocks or something like that. Give it a little squish. Make sure the jar's sitting nice and the way you want it. Cradling that jar a little bit. It will all get covered in paste. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some glue on that tin foil, and this sticks really well to your glass. You can tape it, like I've said already. You can put tape around that. Just leave gaps for windows if you want windows and things on it. And there you go, that's stuck already. Well, I done properly. Now what we're going to do is, to get the ends of the log shape, we want to still have a gap under here to get paste in, to get your clay in. So what we're going to do is, get your tin foil again, get a nice big part of tin foil. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to squish it. And this is going to make like an arch over the top and the bottom. Do that to the top and the bottom. So when you put your card on, that your card here is well away from the lid and that part of your model, so that you can get clay under there. So it makes it look as if your little door or your windows are hidden inside the log if you're doing a log. So we'll just squish that. You can use your scissors to cut it to size. Just wrap that around there. I'm going to cut that part there off. Just keep the parts that you cut off. You can turn them into rocks and things, like I've said already. Now I'm going to wrap that around my glass, just about there, just so you can still get your lid in, and that when your cardboard goes on, you've got a decent gap under there so that you can work better. Just get it the way that you want it. I'm going to put some glue on there. Now I did have a bigger glue gun, but I've broke it. It's not working properly. Now put your arch on around your jar like that. Now that's what you've got so far. Now it is rustic, it is supposed to be made out of a log, so don't worry about any of the parts. If you want any rocks or anything around the side, just scrunch up your tin foil and you can just fit it in. It's up to you which way you do this. I'll make this the back of the house. I'll make the other side the front. Put some glue on. Just stick that in place. It'll all get covered in your paste. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to start from the front and work our way around the back. We're going to glue on your sticks like this. They don't need to be perfect, so don't worry about that. They can have gaps in, they can be one further out than the other. You're just going to make it like a little log. If you look at the pictures again at the beginning, the way that Sandra's got hers, all the pieces of wood, or it's going to look like wood when we're finished, hopefully, they're not all exactly the same. So we're going to glue that around the top, and we'll get more and we'll glue them around the bottom like that. You can put another piece of tin foil in to hold this part here up, or you can just trim it. You can trim it off, it's up to you. So I'm going to just put some glue on there. I'll put some glue on the tin foil, and I'll just stick my cardboard like that. It doesn't matter if the cardboard squashes in, don't worry about that. And you see what you get, you're getting this gap, but that will be covered in clay, and it's going to make that lid look hidden inside there. Now I've got a circle here stuck on for a window. I've got a little arch here. Now I know this looks really rustic, but once it's all sorted and covered in clay, it'll be fine. Now I'm going to glue my little door on. I've got a little wooden door here. I'm going to glue it to this first arch that I have here. Now it's all trial and error. I mean, it's whatever's in your imagination for your little house. Now it will all get covered in clay. What the tin foil does is the tin foil builds it up so you don't need too much clay on it. Now I've got myself another little arch of tin foil, and I'm going to put that right over the door so the door is set in. I'll put another little piece of squished up tin foil here under this door part first. Just get your tin foil and you just squish it roughly to the shape that you're needing. Just squish it all down. You can cut it and trim it. Just squish it into where you want it. And then I'm going to put some glue on that and glue that in place. And then just stuff it back under there. I'll glue that little archway around the door like that. We'll glue that on. I'll better to put it on there, I think. Just glue that in place. You can get your tin foil and twist it really tight, because you're going to wrap your clay around it. I'll put that piece flat like that. This works just as well, because once you've got your clay wrapped around that, I'm just making this sort of little shape to let the smoke out. I'll cut that part off and I'll make that a little shorter. It's a little bit big. So then you can glue your little chimneys on like that in the place where you want your little chimneys to be. But remember, the heat does go through that tin foil, so be careful. Now what I did before I started putting all this paste on, I found out that the paste was sticking perfectly to the cardboard, but for some reason it wouldn't stick to the tin foil. It was sticking to any of the glass parts. So I decided just to get the cheap PVA glue that I have, and I painted the whole model, especially the tin foil, with PVA glue. Now I don't know if some of the other people who have done videos on these models have had problems with the paste sticking to tin foil, but as you can see it's sticking to it now, because I did give it a little coating of PVA glue before I started putting this on. So all I'm going to do is we're just going to cover this whole model. Use your fingers, use any little spreaders that you have. We're going to put it on the whole model, inside these window parts as well, up around the base of the jar like this, and we'll put some paste on I'm going to speed the video up as well so that it doesn't take forever to do this. Take your time, it's your model. Take as long as you need to do it. It's up to you, so just take your time. Make sure you don't cover the bottom if you're going to put a tea light inside here. So the tea light's going to shine through this once I put a tea light into it. I'll show you that once we've got it all complete. So for now, pick a little bits up. For now, what we'll do is, I'm going to cover the whole model and I'll let you see what it looks like. As I go, I'll just add lumps for rocks. All you do around this end here, just mould your clay around your stick cardboard. It will stick, don't worry about it. Once you get it on the other side, that side will stick to it. Once you've done that, just use your little scoring tools if you've got anything, even a fork, and just ruffle up your clay. So I'm going to speed this up and I'll show you what it's like. Oh, Muttley getting his nose in as usual. So I've got all the plaster, as you can hear, on my coffee jar, and as you can hear, it's really sets hard. Now, my mushroom didn't turn out that good, but once we've painted it, it'll be fine. Now I've added some steps on as well up to the door. Now what I want to say is, this paste is quite a rustic paste. It's not a smooth paste like the other air dried clay that we made. This one, I do believe that if fairies were around in my garden, they would want their little house to blend in. They wouldn't want it all smooth and polished off. They want it to blend in, look like a rock, so the goblins and things can't come and get them. So they can actually blend in and hide. So my little fairy log, this area here is going to be a big flat mushroom. I've got a mushroom as a chimney. I've got a little window here. So when I put a tea light into the jar, it's going to shine through the light there. It'll shine through the bottom and through the door, the window that's in the door. Now I've put some parts like rocks and some sort of jaggedy parts here that are going to be, I'll paint them green, put some flowers on, make them look like little vines and things growing. But I actually love it. Sandra covered the actual log and I added some extra parts to it. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. It looks really realistic. Don't worry about any fine cracks that are in there. It is solid. I'm giving that a really good shake. And it is solid. It's not heavy. the heaviest part of this is the glass jar. Now what we did, once it was dry, we turned it over and we put the paste on the bottom as well, so it's got a nice flat base. If you want this to go outside, once you've painted it, put at least 2 or maybe 3 coats of outdoor varnish on it. You can put them outside. Sandra's got hers outside, but make sure you put plenty of outdoor varnish on it, especially on the bottom and in around those areas, in the top obviously. Sandra's had some of hers outside for about a year now and they're still fine. So make sure that once you've painted it, that you give it a good at least 2 or 3 coats of outdoor varnish. You don't need to varnish it if you're keeping it inside, but you can get a matte varnish and you can just give it a coating of that. Now, the way you do your log is up to you. It's whatever your imagination is. You can do whatever you want to them. But first of all, I'm going to paint it. Now, you can use acrylic paint, you can use sort of any type of paint that you want. These are watercolours. There's 24 of them. You can use just any type of paint, kids paint, craft paint, acrylic paint, whatever you want. Painting this is up to you. You don't have to paint it the way I do. You can paint it whatever way you want. Now there's 24 little discs in here, and on the top it's got a screw top. It's made by a company called Nur. Now I don't know if I pronounced it right. It's from Czechoslovakia, but these are fantastic, and it was $6.99 for all these little colours. Now on here you've got your golds, your yellows, your white and your orange. You just give the wheel a twist, and under there you've got your oranges and your reds and a few different shades of brown, which is brilliant. I don't need to do too much mixing, not all that brilliant at colouring things. Here you've got different shades of green and a few more shades of brown. We're doing tones, and that'll do all your bushes and things. And under here I've got blue, a grey and a black. Now there is a white as well. So you've got all these shades of blue. This was $6.99. You can get a bigger one, but I got this one on eBay. It was free postage, so $6.99 for that is brilliant. You can get cheaper ones, cheaper water paints, but they're usually very small when they're cheaper. But this is what I got. You don't have to get that, but I got these and I really like them. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to paint the log first. Now the log's going to be sort of shades of brown and maybe the odd bit of green and that in it. Now that doubles up. This doubles up as a little mixing tray as well, all these little areas, so if you want to mix other colours. So now all we need to do is paint it. I've just got this decoupage brush. I don't have many paint brushes, I don't do that much painting. I've got 2 glasses of water here. Got some water. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to pick a sort of lightish brown first. So just put some water on your paint and then just paint your log. Because it's a water based paint, it will sort of suck into the log a little bit. If you don't want that, you can put some PVA glue over the top of your whole model, and that will help when you're painting it. But you don't have to, just paint it. For your first coat, just put some nice thin colour on. I haven't painted anything like this for a long time, long time, and I'm really surprised at how well I think I did with it, and I think it really looks like a log, it really does, and it just shows you what some cardboard and some clay can do. So you model yours the way you want, paint it whatever way you want, stick on it whatever way you want. I think it's fab. Now I've got some little battery operated tea lights, and I'm going to show you what, it's not that dark here just now, I'll tip that in there a little bit. I'm going to put 2 in. It's quite a big jar I've got in here. I've got quite a big coffee jar in there, but you can see the light shining through and through there as well. And at night, that's lovely at night. Even if you want to put this outside, you'll need your lid. You'll need your lid, but paint the whole thing with some outdoor varnish. I'm going to show you the bottom. I even put clay on the bottom. I put clay on the bottom, and then I painted it, and then I'll put some varnish. If I want to put it outside, you must put at least 3 or 4 coats of varnish on that base, because the base is the part that'll be getting wet and damp the most, I think, with it sitting down, unless you've got it propped up on something. Now Cassandra quartz, look Cassandra, you can make these. My friend who lives in America, she lives in Florida, and her name is Cassandra Quartz, and she loves everything to do with fairies. It's up to you, it's your imagination. And what makes the ragged edges, like I said, are those pieces of cardboard. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, just click that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe to any YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. If you're just watching, thank you very much. Give the video the thumbs up if you like it. Come and join my craft group. I will put up here how you join my craft group. It's called Crafty Twints. Any crafters are welcome. Male, female, anybody. The group itself is amazing. The people in it are amazing as well. I love it. I really do love it. So I'll put my little lights back in, and then what I'll do is I'll wait until it gets dark. I'll video it just a little bit to show you all lit up in the dark, and that's it. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.